this big rock coming towards Earth. Yeah, be interesting to hear what Janine sees concerning the alien craft that scientists believe will hit the Earth this coming November.
It's definitely some kind of an entity or craft. And it could react on a dime. They're very different than we are. They're nothing like human emotions. There's a lot between now and then that's already being done. It's too late to send anything to intervene.
Well, that's not the answer I expected. So no part of this is Bluebeam.
It didn't look like it. I didn't get any of the cards that say this is a psyop or a fake.
Hello, it's Mark Attwood here, the Mark Attwood Show, Adventures in the Cosmic Suit. How are you doing? Look, just give you a little bit of space there to answer the question. Isn't that kind of me? Yeah, crazy. It's crazy. 5 years. When am I going to stop? Anyway, we've got a party happening in September. Here's the details. It's called Rebels Across the Pond. If you want to come to this, I'm going to put a link below this video, actually. It's a one-day event in the west of Ireland. I'm calling it a historic day. You can go and read that on the page. There's that ugly arsehole. Oh, look, there's Janine. And there's Lewis Herms. Lewis Herms coming to Ireland for the first time in his life. Thomas Sheridan, brilliant guy. Eddie Hobbs, very interesting. We published Eddie's recent book. Dr. Marcus de Bruin has said he's coming. He's been speaking out. Tracy O'Mahony, Joanna K. London, Dr. David Cartland, although we're going to have to get somebody to drag him over. Ferg Power, Joe Rizzotti and Scott Stone from the US, Ian McDermott, etc. It's a phenomenal. Oh, look, let's not miss everybody out. There's Abby Wynn and there's Gary Keeley, and there may be more. It's an event. It's hard to organize these things, and I've not done one in a couple of years, so I thought it would be a good idea. But you'll notice there was a little Canadian flag in that list, and there's a reason for that, and it's because of this woman. Hello.
Hi, Mark. Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going.
It's going. Yeah. Not much more you can say. It's going. Yeah. You busy as usual?
Yep. Really busy. Mostly with, we had a wedding here in my backyard, basically, this weekend. So yeah, it was busy.
Well, that's lovely. Nice to celebrate love in the Haida-Gwaii. Love in the Haida-Gwaii.
Love in the Haida-Gwaii. Yeah.
That should be a movie title. Were there any funny characters in it? Could we make a movie out of it?
Oh, yeah, actually. It was a total hippie wedding.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So everybody was just high and not drunk.
Well, some of that for sure. But mostly the hippie part was, it was a potluck. Like everyone brought food. So they don't have an official vendor.
Oh, good.
The brother was doing the photographs. Like it was awesomely just thrown together by people that loved this person. And yeah, it was amazing, but just like old times, you know what I mean? It certainly wasn't a formal wedding of any kind. And lots of fun too.
That's brilliant. Non-corporate weddings. This is the future. The past is the future. But people are going to be watching this because they want to see Janine read cards. And I did pop a thing up on Twitter yesterday, and I think it's had 20,000 views. I don't know how. I haven't even read the questions yet, so I'm going to go and have a look. Here we go. Look, 21,000 views. Yeah. Okay. Should we dive in? Awakened Veteran 22. Will the financial reset happen before 2026? There you go. Nice, easy one for you.
Am I answering that one? Let's have a look.
Oh, yeah, if you want to.
Yeah. That's a yes. And it happens but it also stirs up a lot of energy. Like I feel like there's going to be a lot going on before it happens. And a lot going on may have something to do with the military. So that's interesting. So we've got some military energy around it. Things could get stressful while it's happening, during it's happening, before it happens. So I think we're going to have some stressful times coming. Okay, but the good news about this one is a lot of the things happening are not as bad as they appear. So likely a lot of the stressful things could be psyops and or exaggerated in the news of them, which has been going on for years now. So I'd say yes to that with that ace in the middle, but some things around it.
Well, there's only 4 or 5 months left of this year. So
yeah.
All the signs are there. I mean, crypto is mental. Metals are mental. I've really enjoyed watching Trump in Scotland, though. Have you been enjoying that?
Yeah.
The way he's just roasting everybody. He's brilliant. That seems to be the theme of most of my videos, is just calm down and take it, watch it play out. But let's have a look. What else have we got here from oh yeah, so Tracy G or Guy, sorry Tracy if I've said that wrong, this big rock coming towards Earth. Yeah, be interesting to hear what Janine sees concerning the alien craft that scientists believe will hit the Earth this coming November. I suppose you've already read on this elsewhere, but yeah, what have you got on that?
I have read on it, and it was fairly troubling. So I'll talk about what I read on it just last night with Jean-Claude. It was right at the end of a show, and I didn't really have time to dive into it, but we left it on a bit of a cliffhanger. But it was, the Justice card was describing it as what's its intentions. And the Justice card doesn't really come with an intention. It reacts to things in a way that whatever the entity is feels fair, okay, and wants to keep balance. So they don't have an intention to harm or not to harm. They're coming, it looked like they were exploring the energy, not like in a curious way, but almost like nosing around to see what exactly we're all about, something like that. But I guess that could be construed as curious. But the curious word sounds more innocent. This didn't feel as innocent, more like what could they get out of us, or what could they glean from how powerful we are, something like that. And they're very foreign energetically, so they don't have the kind of emotions we have. It's definitely some kind of an entity or craft, and it could react on a dime, which this card would talk about. The Chariot, so ready for any kind of action it needs to take. But we have to expect the unexpected with it. There's no way of knowing, how these energies sort of think or feel. They're very different than we are. They're nothing like human emotions or feelings, is what I got from the reading that I did with Jean-Claude. And this card says, there's a lot between now and then that's already being done. It looks like, I think White Hat Alliance are all over this thing. And there's probably a lot of discussion about how to handle the situation. But as Jean-Claude said, it's too late to send anything to intervene, apparently.
No, it's not. I've already sent the Fantastic Four. It's all good.
Yeah, so it's all around mysterious, and I think it's going to enlighten us about other energies and that how different they are from us. So being all friendly. So the advice I got when I was looking at it with Jean-Claude was, you need really good boundaries and be really watchful, and don't try to be all love and light. And I know love and light's a good thing, but these energies aren't necessarily reacting the same to love and light as you think they do. You need to be really neutral and watchful and use your instinct, and be ready for anything.
Well, that's not the answer I expected.
Yeah.
So no part of this is blue beam.
It didn't look like it. I didn't get any of the cards that say this is a psyop or a fake. I have a feeling, so I've been getting for a long time that something real was coming. And this might be the thing, some big event that everyone knew about, like the bad guys and the good guys. And both were going to try to utilize or use it to their advantage. And because the White Hat Alliance has the upper hand in the war, my belief is that, and the cards agree with that, that the White Hats and Alliance are trying to come up with a way to handle the situation. But I think we can count the blue beam part out of it at this point. But that might have been the plan of the deep state governments to utilize it that way.
Have you done a reading on who it is?
No, actually.
Well, there's a few contenders, isn't there? I mean, we could ask about Elohim, we could ask about Nephilim, we could ask about Anunnaki. There's three. Should we try those three?
Yeah, let's try one at a time. Otherwise, it'll be hard to figure out. Okay.
If it's not them, it's Galactus from the new Fantastic Four film. You haven't seen the film, that's why.
I've not seen the film.
Yeah. Come and see it. It's good.
Let's start with the Elohim.
Yeah, let's do that. Go for it.
Wow, 2 major arcanas right off the bat. I say we already nailed it. It looks like the Elohim to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but this is interesting. So they may be hiding behind another sort of, maybe they're trying to be deceptive that it's them. So I think it's them, but they're being deceptive.
Well, isn't that interesting? Because I've mentioned, is it worth doing the other two?
Yeah, let's do the other two.
Right,
just for the heck of it. What's the other one?
Anunnaki.
Okay, so with that card qualifying these two, I'd say no. This is interesting. They look like they're on some other mission that's completely in a different direction. So they're focused on something else, maybe even concerning the sun or a sun. Okay, and no, so it's not them.
All right. What was the third one? The Clangers. No. I can't remember what I said. Nephilim, Elohim. Nephilim, I don't know. I mean, I think the Nephilim are in the mountains, but anyway, might as well ask the question. Nephilim. Some people call them. The fallen angels.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if they know about it. Okay, and they're ready. So this qualifies these two. So they're ready if we need them. So are they known to be friendly towards humans?
Well, that's where it gets interesting, because they're in the Book of Enoch and they are traditionally painted to be terrible beings that came down from the heavens and mated with humans. But there is a school of thought that says that they were hiding in the mountains, came down from the mountains after a great reset and taught us things like astronomy and mathematics and bred with us and everything else. So that would tie, what you've just read would tie in with the second kind of description of them.
Yeah, they look like they're ready if we're needing them, and they don't look against humanity. Wow.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
So you don't need CNN, you just need Janine.
I guess we'll see once we meet them.
We should set up TNN, the Tarot News Network.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
Actually, that's such a good idea. I'm going to edit that out, go and set it up. And
TNN, I like it.
You can't nick that, anybody watching this. That'd actually work, wouldn't it? That's a good idea. Right, two things come to mind there. One is nothing can stop what's coming, right? Famously in the Q posts. Is this what that refers to?
That's a soft yes, is qualifying these two. I'd say there's other things that refers to. And this might be part of it, but it's not the whole thing. There's hardship and difficulty, also the ending of all of the difficult systems that they're referring to. They're referring to justice being done, maybe even tribunals with this card. The fact that there's the need for tribunals because there's such nasty that these, maybe the people they're tribunaling can't be dealt with any other way. So I feel like it's more referring to that. Maybe nothing can stop the fact that these people have done what they've done and they're going to face their justice.
Do you think that this, what's this thing called? It's got a name. They've given it a name, haven't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, if you don't know about it, giant rock, 20 kilometers wide, coming towards Earth. That's what we're talking about. I should have told you that 20 minutes ago.
Jean-Claude wrote it out for me. Hang on here.
Yeah, it's got some sort of astronomer name, like AI.
3i Atlas.
That's it, Atlas. I knew it was something.
Yeah.
3i. That's a interesting name. Right. So next question that pops into my head is, you know, there's a new Superman film out, don't you?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Okay, so very interesting the way this film came about, and it seemed to be in a hurry to be released at a certain time. For those that don't know, Superman's real name is Kal-El. It was created by two Jewish gentlemen in 1938, Joel Shuster and Jerry Siegel, I think. And El is in the name of the people from Krypton. So his father is Jor-El. Interestingly, they changed. There's three things that are interesting. One, this is obviously relating to the Elohim. Two, they changed the backstory to Superman in this film, where Jor-El, his father, who traditionally in the story has always said, go to Earth and teach them how to be better people. In this one, he's saying, go to Earth, take over, have as many women as you want, which is very interesting. And the strapline for the movie is the opposite of the movie that came out 3 years ago of Leonardo DiCaprio and The Witch from Hollywood, which was Don't Look Up. This one is Look Up. And I think the timing of that, Look Up, which also Jesus said in the Bible, coming out at this time while this thing is coming in, is this all connected? Good question, Mark. Thank you.
That is a good question. Really good question.
It is a good question.
You came up with that yourself?
No, just the top of the head stuff is always the best. You know that. You spent days in a car with me. You know.
I did. I do. I do know that. Okay. See that strength card was first, major arcana. So I would say yes to that. But this card here, it's got a lot of other comms in it. So I would carefully watch the movie, especially if you're a big Q in honor and or someone who follows Q and or read the Q boards or understands that or likes to decode that, because there's way more to it than just that. But that's part of it.
Yeah, I had that feeling. And on the same subject, I'm going to stick to the Superman thing because I do think this is, and the Fantastic Four movie, I do think they're both incredibly relevant to what's going on. And we both know, and everybody watching this knows, that there are always comms in these films. I did such a long preamble that I've forgotten the question. I'll have to come back to me. Oh no, right. So the film is written, produced, directed, blah blah, by James Gunn. Now James Gunn's very interesting because I don't know if you know his backstory, but he got sacked from Marvel a few years back because of some very, very dodgy tweets that he put out to do with, right, which, you know, the Hollywood weird cult stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then he took those tweets down, and then he got reinstated to Marvel to do, I think, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and then he got made the head of DC Studios, and then his first thing was Superman. My question is that the original James Gunn?
I think it's a younger version.
I'm sorry, squeeze me.
It's a younger version of him.
A younger version of him?
Yeah. And this could even be cloning sometimes with that card. Okay, so a lesser, so you could even say physically in form, but maybe lesser energetically, so almost a cloning maybe. Younger, even better looking or something, or in better shape, something like that. I think they're using somebody else, and whoever they are, the real one probably isn't as in good health or shape.
Okay, thank you for that. Right, moving along from the films, let's back to the Twitter questions. I like this question from Susan B, which is a complete change of subject. If water is alive and carries knowledge, which it is and it does, then do we hurt or change it by boiling? Coated plasma or liquid crystals are waterfalls, tree scars. So it's do we hurt water by boiling it? And this is very interesting for me because I just got a kettle with a variable temperature setting.
Interesting. Okay, so it's all about your emotional intention when boiling it. So yes, if you're not being conscientious of the energy. So being conscious of the energy. So it's all about the emotion energetically, what you're using it for, and being conscientious of it. So taking it into consideration. I once had a roommate who every time she ate or handled water was absolutely made an intention and gave it sort of a blessing energetically just from her own heart. And I think that's what it's saying. It depends on your intention when using water. So it could, but if your intention is aligning with for the good of yourself or others, okay, say you were boiling it and you were going to throw it on somebody and hurt them. I don't think that would be good. If you're doing it with good intention, and I think it would really help if you added a little intention just as you're doing it when you're handling it. And I also know people that every time they cross water bodies, they just train themselves to do this. They energetically connect and thank the water body just for giving us so much. So I think that's what it's getting at. Like if you just align with and have just even a quick second of understanding the element you're working with and honoring it, I think it'll be fine with it'll work with you.
That's a great answer, and I totally agree with that. And thank you, Susan B, for bringing that up. It's a nice question. And the timing of it is crackers because I literally just bought a glass kettle with variable temperature, and I'm much more conscious of. It's so funny because I've gone on about water for years and got all the stuff and everything else, and I do have intention, but I'd ignored the kettle. Isn't that weird? The little torture device in my kitchen. The other torture device. I know I'm doing shit jokes. That's normal though, right? What's the con with pink salt? Does that mean anything to you? Because it doesn't mean anything to me.
What's that?
It says, what is Lisa, Litecoin Lisa says, what is the con with pink salt? I've not seen a pink salt thing. Have you? If we haven't, we'll move on.
I kind of know, there's large salt deposits that look like maybe petrified flesh. that are pink colored, maybe what they're talking about. If they're ground into salt, I don't know what Lisa's talking about there, but that's the only thing I've heard anything about, where there's these large deposits that some people think were petrified, maybe giant entities' flesh.
Well,
Like,
that would make sense, because I've naturally never really resonated with the Himalayan pink salt for two reasons. One, it's in every supermarket, and I don't trust them.
yeah.
And because salt is critical, so I really go deep into the salt. And have you ever watched Roger on Mud Fossil University? Have you ever seen that channel?
No.
Anybody, I've interviewed him. Anybody watching this, go and watch a couple of Roger's videos, and you'll know immediately that it's irrefutable that we live. I think the last video I did with him was we live in the graveyard of giants. And when you understand that, the Himalayan pink salt doesn't come from the sea. It comes, so yeah, it probably is the blood of giants that we're. But I don't know if that's got anything to do with your question, Lisa. But that's just me and Janine's opinion on that. So yeah, got a question here from. I don't know if I've got this up. Let me put it up. This is update required. Right, Montana Geology Tours asking about 107. Is he still working with the Trump team? Update required, because that was her last reading about him. And the reason I'm asking this one is because me and Janine spent 3 hours in the same room as 107, didn't we? Do you remember?
Absolutely. How can you forget that? Yeah.
Can't forget that, no.
Yeah.
So question is he working with the Trump? I didn't know he was working. Do you think did you say before he was working for the Trump team?
I think he was. He was. But I think maybe at some point he's a brand and he's just went off on his own, actually, is what I thought a few years ago.
So is it worth reading on the cards on whether he's...
Well, let's have a look and see if he's in now or not. Right? Because he's been saying a lot of interesting things for years.
He has.
Let's check up on him, see if he's in or out. Okay, so they're fighting. So there's inner fighting. That's him, and that's the Trump team. They're going a different direction. They can do without him, so they don't include him. It looks like there's inner fighting, but they don't think ill of him, and they feel like he's done a lot of good work. But they're kind of maybe utilizing other sources or energetically. Not really putting too much towards it, but they don't look like they're feeling ill about him per se. And that's frustrating for him.
Cool. Keep going, one. Next one is, I like this one. You're great, mate, but reading cards and tea leaves is pretty well ridiculous. Cheers, Craig. Cheers, Craig. You should have sent me that message 5 years ago.
Spoken from someone who's probably never had their cards read, at least not by me.
No, exactly. I have.
Yeah.
Believe me, you need to do it. Well, you're not going to. I'm very privileged to have had my cards read by Janine. Planet J. I like this one just because we're watching the Starmer 2.0 at the moment, squirming in front of the cameras. So Planet J is saying, how much longer is our idiot in charge going to be there? Basically. I know everybody wants to know when Starmer's going because he's really annoying the majority of British people.
Yeah, they're just waiting. So there's something just ready to get him here. There's already been so many things. It's like they're adding, and they have like a final cherry on the top to get him with here. And it'll come in the form of, so the news will leak out, I'd say, in the next air sign. So we just had June was an air sign. So the next one would be Libra. So June was Gemini, Libra. So late September, early October. So after September 20th is the time of Libra. And then going into most of October.
September 20th. That's the day we're doing this event. You're looking forward to coming back to Ireland?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Ireland loved you last time, and I think it will again. It's gonna be fun.
I'm wearing a garment that Abby gave me when I was there.
Oh, nice and purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20th. That's an interesting. So that date's an interesting date that I've accidentally chosen.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt the show, but I'm here in my car on a beautiful sunny day in lovely Ireland, and I just wanted to say to regular viewers of my show, you'll know that over the last 5 years I've tested probably over 1,000 different health products and modalities to try to get us through the but also to help us enhance our longevity towards health sovereignty. Now, out of all the things that I've tested, there are a number of things that I use on a daily basis. And for the last 3 years, you will never see me without one of these on the back of my neck. I can't actually, if you can see it there. It's on the back of my neck. This is a Lifewave X39 patch. Well, this is actually not a patch. This is the sleeve that it comes in. This is an X39 patch, okay? This thing, you just stick on the back of your neck. And what it does is it reflects the light coming from inside your body back inside your body. So it reflects the light coming out of you back into you, but at a frequency that achieves a certain thing. They have a large range of patches that do different things, from helping you sleep better to helping you recover from pain or from exercise pain. This one in particular, the X39, is my standard thing that I wear every day. And the reason for that is because this stimulates the production inside your body of copper peptides. And copper peptides in turn stimulate stem cells. Now, I am 56 this year, and I've got more energy than my teenage kids who I'm on the way to pick up. Why is that? Well, structured clean water is part of that. A mainly carnivore diet is part of that. I do have access to things like hyperbaric oxygen and red light therapy at our healing center at live5dhealth.com. But actually, I don't use them very often because I'm a workaholic. But these patches have not left my neck since I first discovered them in 2022. And I am convinced that my eyesight is better, my teeth are stronger, my arthritis has disappeared, my hair is thicker and longer. Look, there's a ponytail here. Sex drive is better. So many things are better, and I'm convinced it's because of these. If you're not convinced by me, go to theMarkAttwoodShow.com and search under Lifewave or stem cells. You'll see that I've done numerous interviews with numerous people giving their testimonies about Lifewave patches from all over the world. So go and have a look at those if you're not convinced. I'm going to put some QR codes on the screen. One is for the Lifewave patches themselves, which you can go and get online immediately. They are not the cheapest thing in the world. I do think they're actually less than a cup of coffee a day if you wore one a day. But and I understand that doesn't stretch everybody's budget, but they also represent an amazing sovereign business opportunity. You can get paid for recommending these. If you try the patches and you sign up to the other QR code, which is the business opportunity page, that will put you in touch with Cheryl. Cheryl works with me in the States, and she will talk you through the process and show you how to do it. All you've got to do is share a link and give your testimony. This is the way we bypass Google, we bypass press, national TV, mainstream media to grow this business, which is currently $1 billion business. It has grown leaps and bounds since 2020 because of the need of people like us who are awake, who want to sustain themselves and get through this time period so that we can get through to ascension in one piece. That's what it's all about. Freeze the video if you need to get onto the QR codes. Go to those links now. That's all for now. I hope you enjoy this message and you enjoy Lifewave, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy the show. Back to me in the studio.
All right, reading more questions here. Paul Bell is saying, are our souls, got to say that carefully, not our souls, Paul, split and living in parallel realities?
That's not a yes. It looks like we're layered. So this is a bit of an ego card, ego personality. And like, I feel like there's layerings Yeah, I'm going to say no to that exact description that they're describing. There's layers to our energy, but I'm going to say maybe the soul isn't split.
Yeah, well, I did a video 5 years ago saying, have we already ascended? And somebody else has just asked that on the X. But there's also people saying we died in 2012, we died in 2020. Are we actually here?
Sometimes it feels like we're not, right? It's a little strange.
But it all felt unrealistic until I met everybody. And then I was like, but how real is that anyway? But yeah, go on.
No, we're here. We're here. So we have something to play out. This guy's becoming enlightened. We still have more enlightenment. So we made an agreement. This card agrees to put themselves in a difficult position. So this is us. This is the card I pulled for us. Agreed to put themselves in a difficult position while the evolution of humanity is at stake, basically. So we've all agreed to be here. So we're still here. And even if it feels difficult, and this card says we've got about 1.5 years before that really feels like we really get a true understanding of exactly how that all works. But I think we will get there. I don't know what there is, I guess, but to where everybody really understands what did we come here for. And we still have more to go through. You better believe it. But I feel like we're really close to, like, if you think about it in soul time,
Yeah.
1.5 years. And I'm not saying we won't know anything. We know so much daily. Things are coming out. But even 1.5 years from now, I feel like we'll really understand everything we've gone through. I mean, that's amazing, actually, to me.
Well, I'm getting massive piezoelectric goosebumps as you're saying that, and I know this is true because I was in the car with my daughter earlier, and she said her friends are starting to talk about stuff, and I said, oh, so they now know that I was right about everything. They said they don't even know that you were talking about it, Dad. It's just that because I kept it all from them. They're talking about the kids, the 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds. They're talking about psychic stuff, UFOs. This is Trump, Obama, everything. They're talking about it all, which is such a relief for me because it's just been such a long time. But that all makes sense to me. It feels good. I'm getting the vibes with it. Changing the subject slightly, there's a thing here from a guy called Poco Simon, and he's just asking about Kevin Costner. And I want to ask this because Kevin Costner's popped up recently quite a bit in a not positive way, which is, and this question is, what's the story with Kevin Costner? Was his clone executed, or was he? I find it so hard to believe he's bad considering all the patriotic movies he's made. Kind of similar thing with Mel Gibson, actually, but you know, disinformation is a big part of this whole thing. So let's ask about Kevin. Is he good or bad? Is he still here?
Why do you think the other fellow you mentioned is bad?
I didn't say I think he's bad. I'm saying that there's always information about these famous people from one way or the other, and some of them confuse people because of their track record. And Mel's a good example, and so is Kevin Costner.
Right. Okay. So it looks like Kevin's been on both sides of this, right? He's been on both sides. And in order to stay safe, when he saw the white hats gaining control in the background, he came to work on the side of the white hats, or came over. So I feel like he's a capitulated person who chose to. He wasn't strong-armed to. So there's varying degrees of why they choose to come over. So I feel like he came and maybe even testified against Hollywood people. And I'm talking about tribunals that I believe has been going on for years.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, people just can't get their heads around that, and we're watching. They still can't get their heads around it, but they're getting there. I think more and more people in my comments and my stuff say, they're all actors. They're all actors. But we've been, you know, sometimes when I talk to Janine, I'm trying to find things that she's not been asked before. I like this one from Paper Girl. which let's just pull it up on the screen. It says, and I've been going on about CBD to anybody that will listen for years, but I know that marijuana was legalized in America when they genetically modified it, and I know the stuff they sell out of Amsterdam and around Europe is so hybridized, it's not anything like what cannabis should be. And this is asking, is the CBD that's available in the markets, is it still naturally healing? And I think that's quite obvious. It's just that, I mean, what I say to people is, if you've grown it yourself, then you know. It's like the same with the raw milk, same with the milk, same with the meat, same with the food.
Anything good in it was taken out.
Mm.
And also somehow the processing is too fast. Okay, so it was taken over by the bad guys, and the processing's too fast. And they took out or repressed the good entity in it.
Is there anything, can you just ask quickly, is there good? Can't all be bad, can it? That's just like the stuff that's approved and for packaging and for sale, is it?
Well, it's not bad per se. It's just they just minimized the goodness of it. But this card's a careful card. So it's like getting vitamin C, you know, from the drugstore. Obviously, if you get it, source it, you're going to get better. There's better versions of vitamin C, but you can get some goodness out of the vitamin C out of the drugstore. So they haven't poisoned it. So that's good. So there's still some degree of goodness to it, but it's just minimized from what the potential of it is.
Yeah, it's like everything, guys. Just choose carefully.
Yeah.
Right, next question. Oh, I like this one. Pattern recognition specialist. Interesting. You dabbling in the black art. Duly noted. I love those comments. They're so hilarious. Right. What will happen? Questions like this we can't answer. What will happen in September? It'll be September.
So Mark, can I just comment on what that person said about the black arts?
Yes, please. Yeah, I did envisage us having this chat. Yeah. So yes.
So if they believe that, so the black arts people utilize a tool that is very like powerful. Okay. And so why shouldn't good people who want to bring light utilize the same tool to use for good? Okay. Because now they got one on us by so is the dark people, the dark arts themselves, that created the myth that tarot and astrology, numerology, and everything's the dark arts somehow, because they wanted to use it to their advantage, to disadvantage regular folks. So you're absolutely, literally buying into the propaganda of the dark arts people to call it a dark art. It's a tool, just like when a chef has a knife. So a knife can be used to kill people, a really good sharp knife, but it can also be used to make brilliant food. And, like, just think of it as a tool. Tarot is a tool. So in the hands of the right person, you can really gain a lot of knowledge from it. But obviously, powerful tools can be utilized to the negative as well. So just think of it that way. You're buying into the dark arts people's, they want you to believe that it's a bad thing. Okay. So you're absolutely brainwashed by them if you still think that. And it's very naive and even childish to go down that route.
100%. Yeah. I mean, this is a magical universe, guys. You can change reality with your intention. It's, you know, what are you not allowed to do that? Well, yeah, according to them, you're not, because they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to know that. Interesting question from Sal here. It says, Mark, will Mark, this is, I don't know what this means, but will Mark visit Wisconsin, USA in the next 5 years? I'm quite interested in that, because I am thinking about touring America again. Just do a quick one on that. Am I going to make it?
Okay. Now, you know, we're going to get an answer one way or the other, and you could change it by deciding not to or to, depending on the answer.
I know.
Oh, that's a big yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to say. That's the biggest yes in the tarot.
Yeah.
Aces are yeses, but this is a very physical, literal yes. So it's saying it'll literally come to pass.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to going back to the whole of North America with all of this, you know, the crap out of the way, because it's just going to be extraordinary. I mean, it's such a beautiful place. I'm talking about Canada, obviously, as well as America. Yeah, people are still asking the question. I think we talked about Canada's already part of the US, just people don't know about it. So it's not.
Yeah.
Is there any developments there that we should read on?
I don't think it's going to be called the US. I don't think we're going to be the 51st state or anything like that. Those are just ways to think about it. But I think we're a part of something that's different. And Canada, the corporation, is just as null and void as US, the corporation. That's my belief anyway. And I've been seeing it for years, even before we knew anything about the fact that these countries were corporations. Like way before, I was just barely scratching the surface of this stuff. And the cards were already saying, Canada's not what you think it is. It's something totally different. And so is the US. Like there's a whole different situation going on in North America. And in the background, it's already been done, is what I think.
Yeah, totally agree with that. This year is going to get very, very interesting. It already is the weirdest year yet. So yeah. Part of this year for me is that I've had a huge amount of visitations from our friends in the sky. And you remember when we were touring the States, they followed us around and were protecting us. Now I put a video up of a big one that just literally popped up and asked me to film it. I don't know if you saw it, but can you tell me anything about that ship?
Okay, I did see that video.
Did you?
Yeah, I share all your things that you share, Mark, just so you know.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Checks in the post.
Yeah.
How do you spell Haida Gwaii? Island.
You still have to come to Haida Gwaii.
I know. I will.
Yeah.
I want to. It's all my children that keep me dictate my kind of movements most of the time.
How did you ask the question?
What was that ship that came to see me? It was about a month ago. Anything? Yeah, go on.
Wow. Okay, so it was absolutely real and a ship with that big ace there, but it was also presenting an energy or entity. So you had a visitation, and from a very powerful energy that's feminine. And or the other way you could read it is it was visiting someone dear to you who's a female and came to offer strength. So it had something to do with an offering of strength and for an emotional situation of a woman who's close to you. So you have friends all over the galaxy, Mark. People that care about you, energies that care about you.
Yeah, so yeah, they're here now. Oh. No, brilliant. That's lovely to hear. And yeah, I knew that. Okay. Question here from Sharon Freeberg. Is the plan going to have President Trump be taken out of the movie because there's lots of infrequent commas that is going to be taken off the chessboard?
So a soft yes. And then these two to clarify are really interesting. I feel like yes, and then no. So you'll think he is, and then it'll be turned around really quickly. So there could be the fear of that. This fears something, or like, so has information. Swords are information. So the idea of it and or the words are out there that he's lost or been taken out or killed or whatever it is, however they're going to do it. And then it feels like then it actually turns around and possibly, so it looks like it, and then it goes back to not being it. So in other words, we could have a false story about that could get everybody really worried. And possibly the story lasts for a few days, maybe even up to 10 days. And I feel like then it gets switched around Yeah, so that's a soft yes, not literally though, where literally he's gone. So it'll look like he is for a time.
So it's going to be a sort of Bobby Ewing situation.
I don't know who Bobby is.
I know you don't.
Like,
No, there was a series called Dallas in the 80s, and
oh, right. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
he died, and then
Okay,
and then it was
got
all a dream, and he came back.
okay.
I love those kind of ridiculous references. Is there going to be a blackout tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, that's doing the rounds on Twitter today.
Nope.
Good, thank you. Move on.
Down the road, though. Down the road, there could be, but not tomorrow. Not
Well,
anyway.
the one, I try to avoid asking this question every time I see you because everybody wants to know EBS. It's always the same thing. EBS. So I might as well ask it again. Go on. Because it changes, doesn't it?
You're going to ask about the EBS?
Yeah, because I really want the EBS, don't you?
Oh, I do so bad. Yeah.
God, it'd be great.
Truth and integrity card, things brought to justice. She is about, these both are really truthful. This is about the woo community. So the community we're speaking to right now. And here we've got the fear-based card. So there's something to do with, so there's truth to the idea of the EBS. It'll bring truth, but there's fear around doing it properly is kind of what I'm feeling like. They need to be careful how they put it out there or when they do it, because they don't want to do it and create chaos and fear and or harm to too many people. So I feel like they will put the truth out. I think there's truth to the idea of the EBS, but they're being very cautious about when and how. So that's why it keeps changing.
Well, the script keeps changing. I don't know if you've seen the story about Tommy Robinson in the last 12 hours, have you?
Not in the last 12 hours, but I do know who you're talking about.
Okay, so he was filmed walking away from the man who'd been knocked unconscious in the London Underground. Then he went to an interview at London Real, apparently. And then apparently the national papers have just started reporting in the UK that he's left the country. So the questions are, did he knock somebody out? Is it a setup? Has he left the country? What's going on there? I know there's a lot of questions. How do we split that down?
What's going on around Tommy Robinson. How did I get Bobby out of that?
I have no idea. Your brain works like mine. I'm always mixing things up now as well. Okay,
so whatever's going on with him, everything you're reading and seeing is part of the theater. He's got secret missions that he goes on. He's incredibly important. I feel like he's a really important part of, I think he's a white hat, frankly. And here we've got this, there's only a slight setback. So I don't think, so none of this is saying, yes, there's truth to he's left the country. He's on a secret mission, and it's a very important secret mission. And it may even have something to do with, this is going to sound weird, the financial market. So I don't know how that is. Somehow he's on a secret mission, and it could have something to do with the financial market, or have a lot to do with the start of something financially that really highlights the financial market and what real shape it's in. So, and this is a temporary setback. So I feel like there's a temporary, we won't know. And they're also could be trying to get you to focus on something, so you'll miss what's really going on. So it feels like a diversion and part of the movie.
Yeah. Sorry, you broke up there a little bit. That's all. You back? You all good?
Yeah.
Signal's good. It's very interesting you say that about Tommy Robinson, because I interviewed him a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And then I was on holiday in Tenerife, and then he rang me, and then I met him for lunch, and I had 2 or 3 hours with him, just me and him and his kids and my kids.
Yeah.
and he is a lovely guy, and just what an extraordinary life. I think the British people are going to owe him a big one when it comes to the end of this. But that is interesting, because I'd like to know the truth there, and we will find everything out. So there's a question here from Railton Dirk. Was DJT's visit to Scotland anything to do with the Stone of Destiny scone? I think the last one was. Was this one anything to do with that? There's a couple more questions after this. Will Irish people ever receive justice for the 800 years of torment, and in particular the last 4 years of hell? So there's two questions there.
Yeah. Okay, so a no on the Stone of Destiny. I don't think that's what it was about. It's something to do with freedom and a free. So she's free and sovereign, in particular financially. Okay, so he's got some kind of situation going on, again, maybe involving the future of what's happening financially in the world. And we won't find out right away, but they're doing things towards a free and sovereign world, freeing people, freeing us financially, something like that. So there's meetings going on, but they're not out in the open, so it's secret. And here we've got, and he has a lot of really practical things going on that aren't anything that, that are being shown. So whatever they're telling you they're doing, I don't think they're really doing.
Yeah, that's the key to all of this. Moving along to David Ruan's question. And I think this is a fair question, because he's asking, will civil war erupt in the UK or Ireland? And, I think we're right on the brink of it in some places. So it's a fair question.
Mm-hmm. There really seem to be. So my take on all the immigration stories, right? Because I know they're not just stories either, right? But I feel like they're using different places to highlight deep state agendas. And they're in particular highlighting that agenda where they're packing inappropriate areas with people that don't fit in and don't want to fit in. I don't even know how they're convincing these people to go there, to be honest. It's very interesting, but they're packing these places, and Ireland's one of the places they're really using. And if you'll notice, like all over X and all over Telegram, there's so many stories, and it gets a lot of play. Let's just say that. Okay, so that's one of the places they're educating the rest of the world how inappropriate it is. It's not that you're being prejudiced against the people coming in. It's nothing like that. It's literally inappropriate to take away all the rights, housing, and facilities of the local people and give them away to new people who don't even seem to want to be there. Like, none of it makes any sense, and it's making everybody unsafe and wreaking havoc. And nobody's winning in there, and it's showing you that. And it's also highlighting how the government completely is against their own people. Like, it's almost a cartoon of a deep state government that's going on all over Europe, all over the world, actually. But in particular, it looks like in Europe, they're highlighting it, in particular in Ireland, for that particular thing. I mean, people are going to jail for, tweeting something or putting out a post on X or whatever. And then somebody's, doing horrible things to other people, and they're getting off scot-free because they're a new, person in the country. I'm trying to be careful about how I'm saying it. But it just makes sense to me that they're doing this to show. It's like an education, because so many people were just ignoring it and being polite about it. Okay, but they've stopped ignoring it, and they're not being polite about it anymore, and good for them. Right?
Well, it's working. It's working. It's a wake up.
Yeah, it's a wake up. It needs to happen, because until somebody feels literally touched by that situation, they tend to, nah, not gonna. Do you know what I mean? Like people that don't have that situation, they don't even want to talk about it.
Nobody wants to talk. I mean, it's not like and that wasn't enough. You had to go and
Yeah.
do this. It's extraordinary how deep the spells are. But what's that? What you got there?
I think I was pulling on, well, how bad does it get? I think before it really goes to as bad as it could, like civil war and like lots of blood in the streets. And I feel like there's a big breakthrough coming that'll take everybody away from that and move us in a different direction. So I feel like something's going to bring everybody together. I've been getting that for a long time, where now everybody's looking at the same thing. And this is just preparing. It's like this whole layering of information, and it'll help when the real truth comes out. People will have stored some of this information back here somewhere, and they'll have something to point at and say, okay, I can see that now. And I see why they had to have tribunals. And I see why, because we saw firsthand how the government literally is against us, how the literally is against us. I feel like they're moving all of these and layering the information. And finally, when the truth comes out, it'll be a lot easier to swallow. Otherwise, it would be so shocking for regular folks that don't want to hear about it. And they would have had no experience that could be true. And now there's regular folks are like, I can't believe they're doing this.
Well, that's been the genius of Trump's Epstein kind of strategy in the last few weeks. Even today, this morning, there was a British minister on national news comparing Nigel Farage, saying that Nigel Farage would support Jimmy Savile with the online safety bill by not supporting it, and it's getting so many eyeballs.
Yeah,
and then people are now looking at the actual act and going, "Hang on a minute, that's nothing to do with child safety. That's to do with censorship." And then Trump pulls out Starmer with all. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
On the Epstein situation, and all roads lead back to Barack Obama. Is he going to be the first arrest? I mean, I know he's been taken out a long time ago, but is that going to be the first? Is he going to be the first one, the public one, big one? Be so good to see that.
That one goes back and forth for me, but there's a soft yes. And it's a big potential. They could all be really close together. So I'm thinking it's kind of between him and Hillary. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting as well how both of those characters, the tentacles they put into Ireland are amazing. It's so deep how connected all that is, and it's really quite funny because when Trump came to visit here a couple of years ago, and I went to film him and meet him and hang out with Eric and try to give them my book and all of that. At the same time, there was a guy from this town who was shaking hands with the fake Biden and all over the papers. Yeah. It's just so funny watching the whole thing play out. And thank God the truth's going to come out. But you have given us an hour of your time. Do you want to leave us with any thoughts and talk about Ireland, maybe a little bit, the event we're doing, anything you want to say?
Well, I'm super excited to come back to Ireland. I have a feeling it's going to feel different. I think some of the layers of, I want to say, dark magic have been lifted even since I was there last. And I'm gonna try to feel that. I'm gonna get my cards out. I was gonna ask Abby if we could have, and we might even film it where we're sitting in certain spots that I visited already, and maybe see if the energy's changed since the last time. Yeah, we're gonna have a really good time. I'm really excited to go to Ireland again, and I can't wait for the event itself, but also the days around it. I'm not staying too long, but I'm staying long enough for some real magic to happen, I think.
Well, I managed to get Lewis to come to Ireland, which is he's never been to Ireland. So that's going to be interesting. It's been together again. First time since the Truth Tour. Have you met him since then?
No. I was on a few shows with him since then, but I haven't seen him in person. No.
Well, link for tickets near this video. Great to spend time with you. Glad you're doing well. Looking forward to you coming over. It's going to be fun. And thanks for everything that you're doing and still doing. And God bless you and God bless everybody watching.
And thank you, Mark. Like I share the things you share because I'm absolutely in agreement with. I haven't disagreed with a single thing you've put out basically since I met you. So
That's not a bad track record.
that's pretty good.
Well, thank you, Janine, and have a lovely day over there, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Are you looking for amazing retreats in Ireland?
Let us help you become the best version of you in a matter of days.
Ireland is a wonderful place to retreat from the world and find some inner peace.
It is a deeply historic and spiritual country, and nothing can inspire the soul more than the stunning west of Ireland.
We have chosen the historic town of Boyle in County Roscommon to build our state-of-the-art clinic, Live5D Health, nestled along the beautiful Boyle River.
Our centre combines a range of therapies that cannot be found under one roof anywhere else in Ireland.
These therapies need to be experienced on a daily basis over a number of days to truly feel the incredible, powerful effects.
So we have put together a fabulous package for people from across the world who are looking to truly reinvigorate their health and mental well-being. Full details of itineraries, dates and costs can be found when you join our retreats email waiting list on live5dhealth.com. Our total wellness retreats use the stunning Frybrook House, only a 2-minute walk across the bridge from our centre, as your base for a range of daily therapies in our EMF protected and energetically harmonious centre.
Our activities and therapies include a wide range of truly healthy breakfast, lunch and dinner options provided by Frybrook House and Boyle's best chefs, under our strict guidance on the provenance of ingredients and their nutritional value.
A daily morning yoga session,
Red light therapy in the most advanced red light bed in Ireland to activate the mitochondria in your cells, help weight loss, reverse aging, stimulate collagen and relax every cell.
pulsed electromagnetic field therapy to harmonize your electromagnetic field, strengthen your cell walls, and stimulate circulation and healing.
Hyperbaric oxygen therapy or exercise with oxygen therapy to detoxify and feed your cells with this essential healing nutrient on a level you've never experienced before.
A session in our luxury sauna overlooking the Boyle River.
The world's cleanest water steam room. Our water is vigorously cleaned and harmonized with nature.
Immersive light and sound therapies, including the only Roxiva and soundbed combination in Ireland, aided by the only holographic sound system in Ireland. Has to be experienced to be believed.
Quantum healing in our Orinoco healing pod. Profound spiritual experiences await you here, especially if you are an experienced meditator, but also amazing if you are not.
Daily hydrogen and Brown's gas sessions to help your body rejuvenate itself with the fundamental building blocks of the universe.
Provision of clean, structured and mineralized hydrogen water for you to consume throughout the retreat, with the inclusion of a hamper containing our best supplements.
A final light dinner with our founders, Mark Attwood and Gary Keeley, and the Live5D team at a stunning Irish castle.
These treatments are all well-established foundations, especially if you are chronically ill.
Or just want to enhance your being and give your body and soul the best treat you could possibly give it.
There is a lot of information on our website about all of them, so we do encourage you to look around and do your own research on the benefits before applying to come on a retreat with us.
They are also cumulative. That is, if you experience them over multiple days, the effects are enhanced.
Of course, we're not only offering these incredible therapies on our retreats.
We want you to have a fully immersive Irish experience, as we are nestled in and amongst some of the most incredible sacred sites and landscapes on Earth.
Many know of Ireland's mystical past, being connected to Egypt, Atlantis and Lemuria.
And our centre is only a few minutes from the wild Atlantic coast,
Queen Maev's tomb,
the mystical and powerful Carrickeel,
and the caves of Kesh, among many other places of great interest.
We will make excursions to many of these on your visit, as well as a choice from some of these local delights.
A seaweed bath in the coastal town of Inishgrone, Built in 1912, these traditional seaweed baths are famous for their high concentration of iodine, which relieves all sorts of ailments from arthritis to rheumatism.
A seaside sauna and sea swim at Ross's Point. Our sauna is fabulous, but we will also take you to the charming and picturesque town of Ross's Point, where you will be able to swim safely in the sea, set against the spectacular backdrop of Benbulben.
A stunning canoe trip along the rivers of County Sligo, very gentle exercise where you will see how the rivers of Ireland can be like the rivers of Africa, with the almost guaranteed inclusion of kingfishers.
A flight in a light aircraft across the township of Boyle, where you will experience the local lakes and mountains from a unique perspective.
A boat tour of Lough Key, our local lake which features multiple islands, a castle in the lake frequented by W.B. Yeats, an alleged interdimensional portal, and many tales of UFO sightings. Trips to the local organic markets and farms, a traditional Irish music evening in a thatched pub, a lunch boat tour on the mighty River Shannon. Our retreats run throughout the seasons of the year and are strictly limited in numbers.
So please fill out the form on live5dhealth.com today and get on the waiting list.